Okay, let's just imagine for a second. What if three of the most powerful, most futuristic companies on the planet, all run by the same guy, were about to become one single entity? Well, that's not science fiction. That's the absolutely massive story we are unpacking right now. I mean, think about it. You've got the company that's completely changing how we get to space. You've got the one leading the entire electric vehicle revolution. And now there's this powerful new player in the artificial intelligence game. These are companies that are already shaping our future, right? And now, according to some major news outlets, these titans, they're actually in the early stages of talking about a merger. This is way more than just a big business deal. This is a potential earthquake for the entire tech industry, and honestly, for what the future even looks like. So what's really going on here? Let's dive into the details of this bombshell plan, because it points to creating a single company with a scale and power that we've probably never seen before. That's right. Reports from huge players like Bloomberg and Reuters are saying that SpaceX, Tesla, and the AI startup XAI, all of course led by Elon Musk, are looking into combining forces. Now, it's super important to remember these are early stage talks, nothing's set in stone, but wow, the possibilities are just enormous. To really wrap your head around how big of a deal this is, you have to look at the sheer size of the companies involved. We are not talking about small startups here. We are talking about absolute giants of industry potentially creating something even bigger. I mean, the numbers alone are they're staggering. Let's just look at the valuations for a couple of the key players to get a sense of the scale. So first up, you've got SpaceX. Based on a recent sale of private shares, it's sitting at a valuation of a cool $800 billion. Let me put that in perspective for you. That makes it the most valuable private company in the entire United States, period. And then you have XAI. This is Musk's newer baby, right? The one that's went to compete in this insane AI arms race. Even though it's pretty new, it's already reportedly valued at $80 billion. So if you just combine those two, you're already knocking on the door of a trillion-dollar company. And we haven't even added Tesla to the mix yet. Okay, so how on earth would a deal this huge even work? I mean, it's complicated. And it turns out it's not just one single plan. The reports say there are two main ways this could all go down. Now, both of these paths put SpaceX right at the center of the action. In scenario A, you'd see SpaceX merge with Tesla. Think about that. You bring Tesla's massive manufacturing power and its world-class energy storage business into the fold. Then there's scenario B, which is a bit more focused. That one would merge SpaceX's rockets and satellites directly with the brainpower of XAI. So look, it doesn't really matter which path they end up choosing. The end game seems to be exactly the same: consolidation. The whole strategy is about pulling all these incredible resources and amazing technologies together under one single unified corporate umbrella. Which of course brings us to the real question, right? The trillion-dollar question. Why? Why would you merge these companies that seem, on the surface, pretty different? Well, it turns out there's a grand strategy here that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. So what's the long-term play? It really boils down to this incredible goal that was cited in the reports: to put AI data centers in space. Just let that sink in for a second. The actual brains of a massive artificial intelligence literally orbiting our planet. And this is where it all just clicks together like a giant puzzle. You've got XAI, obviously, providing the artificial intelligence itself. Then you have SpaceX, which provides the hardware to get it all up there, the rockets, the Starlink satellite network. And Tesla? Well, its huge energy storage business could be absolutely essential for powering these massive data centers that are, off-world. It's a pretty stunningly perfect fit when you think about it. This whole idea of a merger isn't just coming out of left field. These companies are already connected at the hip. Both SpaceX and Tesla recently pumped a reported $2 billion each into XAI. This is way past friendly collaboration. We're talking about a deep financial connection that makes a formal merger feel like a very logical, if incredibly bold, next step. So you might be thinking, is this all just talk? Just rumors? Well, not exactly. If you look at some recent corporate filings and the timeline of events, it seems like this is already way beyond just being an idea on a whiteboard. Check out this timeline of recent moves. On January 21st of this year, two corporate entities with the name K2 Merger Sub were officially registered in Nevada. That's a classic first move you make when you're planning a merger. Just about a week later, bam, the news reports start breaking. And all of this seems to be building towards a potential IPO for SpaceX, planned for June 2026. Things are definitely moving. And that brings us to where we are now, with this massive ultimate question. Are we literally watching the birth of a tech empire unlike anything we've ever seen before? One that combines space, AI, and energy, all under a single vision? What does it mean for all of us when one company has the power to launch the intelligence it creates into orbit? The answer to that question could truly define our future.